Merry Christmas, comrades. Who designed this hat? Who designed this hat? Look at this. I have won the medal of Christmas Lenin. Seriously, it looks like a shopka. Merry Christmas, everybody. Deck the halls in the boughs of holly. What is this? Anyway, I had to share because, I thought I'd try some Christmas hats this year, and this one came in, and it was just like, comrades, we drink Christmas vodka. Anyway, Merry Christmas, everybody. Comrade, yes, comrade, Merry Christmas. Спасибо, большое спасибо. So anyway, well, while I'm here planning the overthrow of the decadent West, we're just gonna have a kind of relaxed day today, and I also had something to show you, a couple things to show you. One was this. It is soft though. I'll give it that. This is seriously, this is soft like Bailey Boo. This is soft like Bailey Boo. So that's nice. But really? Anyway. So, yes. And last day of Christmas nails. So, a little fun little snowmen and stuff like that. Trees. So thought I'd share that. And well, those of you who've been around for a while, I love paper. I don't know why. All my life I've loved paper. And books, writing paper, you name it. Well, they have started making more and more, greeting cards that are paper, like 3D paper things, pop-ups. And some of them aren't even cards, they're just adorable. So I have got to share with you this beautiful Christmas card. Okay. Here, actually, I'll flatten it out. So it comes like this, right? That's the other good thing about these kinds of things. At the end of the season, you just put them in a little envelope, put it away. Takes up no space, right? But it becomes this wonderful, and this moves. Here, let me show you this wonderful Christmas windmill. Right, there's Santa there with the little kitty, and he's working. And if you turn it, you can actually see his little. This is a little. It's a little container of his tools. So you can look at making little dolls. There's the kitty. Then if you keep going, whoops, try the best way to hold this. This is, oops, the top. So these little railings here are 3D. They stand out. There's that. There's a reindeer. This turns right there. And if you look really far in there, kind of hard to see, there's a little duck. And you have all the gears and things up here. If you turn around to the back, there's a little back door. You got this 3D there as well. And you have this open door with a little present propping the door open. And there's some spruce trees here, a little evergreen, more gears. Over here, you can see the little duck again. And you can see more of the gears here. And then you come back around to the front. Not quite sure how to, would that help if I held it like that? And you've got Santa again. And the kitty. Working on the little Santa dolls. And you can see more of the Santa dolls there. Conveyor belt and his little workbench. So anyway, I just thought this was extraordinary, so I wanted to share because I just love it. So a little something special. Karen B says it wouldn't last long in my house due to my 4 cats. I believe it. So, all right, I just wanted to share that with you. I'm going to be trying to make Russian jokes for the rest of this time if I don't take this off. Where's my hat? Oh, there. Okay, let's put on a different hat. I have 2 other options. There's this one. I wear that a lot. Or there's this one. Yeah, let's wear this one. Let's wear the wild hat. Just like that. Merry Christmas. All right. There we go. All right. There we go. All right. I've got some questions from you. Not a ton, but I do have some questions from you. And we are also going to talk about, or at least just in general terms, after I answer a couple of your tarot questions, I thought maybe we would talk a little bit about the astrology, potential astrology of Jesus of Nazareth. It's interesting. And nobody knows for sure, and so there's ways that people try to work it out, and it can be kind of interesting, but it's also just a thought experiment as well. So we will grab that. Oh, hang on. I just need to. Okay, Greta is asking a question. We add that to the list. Okay. All right. So the numbers are all screwy. I can tell you that right now. So certainly if you're following along later in the day, watching this on replay. Really? Oh, cool. You can just go into the description box and all of the questions are there. And I'm going to timestamp as I go. So, and I have 9 questions, and we're going to talk about the Jesus of Nazareth astrology. So we're good. We're good. A lot of these questions have a lot in common. It's kind of a theme. We have a theme for today as far as the it's a lot of January 6th Select Committee questions, but that's good. Be kind says it's a lonely, boring day here, so thank you all for being here. Oh, goodness. Oh, is Jen Lynn here? Merry Christmas, Jen Lynn. Do follow Jen Lynn Tarot. That woman is so talented. Oh, my gosh. So, actually, I find normally Christmas Day is my favorite day of the year to meditate. Even if I don't meditate on other days, I make sure, Christmas Day I do, because there is all of these little nice things people are trying to do, making an effort. So many little things adding up. But this year I find in some respects, last Christmas was hard, but this Christmas, the energy feels quite depressed. It feels rather heavy, and maybe I'm alone in that, but it seems like that's what's going on. So the number of people I know whose depression has kicked in, where I find myself just being like, okay, I'm going to do stuff. I'm not gonna let my because I suffer with depression, but I know to recognize it. I've had a ton of, oh my gosh, I've had so much therapy, and I recognize it, and it's like, okay, if I don't want to do anything for Christmas, that's because my depression has kicked in. All right. Am I doing the things I'm supposed to be doing? Am I getting into exercise? I've been taking my, I've been da-da-da-da-da. So, but other people I know are just sinking. Labrat, what kind of meditation do you do? I sit and I just try to draw down divine energy. That's it. It's not much more. Not much more than that, to be honest. It's quite simple. So anyway, yes, Merry Christmas, everybody. I'm glad you like the hat. All right. Yeah, so I found myself doing some Christmas stuff this morning that just was making up for other people who weren't doing anything, who were just not putting trees up and just not putting decorations up and just hadn't gone shopping and hadn't put anything together, and just sad, just very sad. So I was digging through my stuff because I do the fabric bags. And we've talked about this. The fabric bags that can be placemats I've sewn together, or pillowcases, small pillowcases, or what have you. But I reuse them every year. So I was digging through because I knew I had taken a couple of them. I'd gotten a couple of little stockings, and I had actually sewn little zippers in the top so it could be smaller gift bags. And it was like, okay, this person has no stockings up this year. Okay, so put something together there and attach some letters for names, and there, you put stuff in it. There, you guys have stockings, and it really helped. So, Ricky, how about a? Oh, okay. So we've got a couple more questions. Let me see. Let me just grab. I'll grab these. We'll see if we get to them. And I better start reading, or we'll be here all day. Okay. Thank you for being here. And that was 10. Oh, SB third, I'm so sorry. All right, so, gosh, I'm so sorry. You guys, you bring me such heartfelt information about your own lives, and I feel bad that I can't spend more time kind of trying to talk to you and let you know. I feel like I tell you how I feel, and then I have to get back to the questions, and I feel, am I being callous? I don't mean to be callous, so. But anyway, okay. So at almost 15 minutes in, Nuclear Magenta, the great name. I love that name. You know me, I love color. It's the Black and Orange channel, you know? So Nuclear Magenta is asking about Sean Hannity and Laura Ingraham. We'll do 3 for Sean, 3 for Laura. Hannity and Ingraham. So are they going to be called to testify before the January 6th Select Committee? Thank you, guys. Thank you. Renier said, I ordered that Art Nouveau deck used yesterday. Can't wait for it to arrive. Oh, excellent. That's what I'm using today as well. So what's going on here? Will Sean Hannity and Laura Ingraham be called to testify for the January 6th Select Committee? 3 for Sean Hannity, 3 for Laura Ingraham. Sean Hannity. Laura Ingraham. Thank you, Linda. That's very sweet. Yes, Pegasus, Comrade Ingraham. And for those of you who are going to be like, why are they making random Russian references for the rest of the live stream? You can see the hat back in the beginning. Not this hat. It was a different hat. Evidence. They may not need to. They have evidence. They have a lot of evidence. Select Committee is not playing. I've said this before, but we are so used to Congress being hijacked and actually seeing a committee who is strong enough to actually pull in everyone's pulling in the same direction. You would be amazed how much power they have and how much they can accomplish. So, all right, Sean Hannity going to be in front of the committee. He talked to Trump all the time. All right, that's why there was talk of his sudden unannounced vacation. It's because he just did not want to be on camera dealing with any of that. So yeah, that's the dynasty legal decision. And yeah, he knew a lot of what Trump was thinking and what Trump was after, and he had his own thoughts. That in the middle, that would say yes. And being asked, he may try to say, "Oh, I'm a journalist," but I think he'd have trouble getting away with the journalism defense completely, just because they talked so much. So Laura Ingraham, Page of Pentacles, 5 of Wands, Page of Wands. She's got more of a journalistic defense. Not completely, but some. This is her feeling even a little bit left out compared to what like Hannity was, how deep Hannity was in there. And this is the messages, the chaos she tried to start and will continue to try to gin up. The energy feels complicated. I think that's what's going on here. Eileen says it's pronounced, Ingram's pronounced Ingram. I thought so. I thought it was Laura Ingraham, but it's not how it's spelled. So again, I was married to an Englishman for 20 years, so I should know that it's Worcester sauce. Worcestershire, no, it's Worcester sauce. Thank you, guys. Laura Ingraham. Sean Hannity. Come clean. Committee's asking him, cards right off the top of the deck. Come clean. Lay it out on the table. We have pieces of this information we can get back around to. And they said so much. And they pushed the insurrection and they defended insurrectionists so much, which is a huge, journalist is the only, basically it's the only profession really listed in the Constitution. And it has to do with how important what they're doing is, but you also can't abuse that. You still can't yell fire in a crowded theater. That's still illegal. Pushing the vaccinations are bad, not accepting the result of the election. Ooh, that feels like the committee looking very carefully. And they championed Fox News. They championed Trump stuff, even when it was not to their benefit. And they're still trying to kind of carry that on, but it's going to be looked at very carefully. So the people at Fox News, I think there's more of an argument, journalistic sources argument. It could end up in the courts for a long time. I know floating lotus journalist is a term that should never be applied to anyone at faux news and their ilk. I agree. But that's what they'll say. And the courts aren't in a hurry to decide otherwise. But yeah, a lot of editorializing. It wasn't reporting on I think that's where it's going to come down to. But is it going to be in the court for years if they try to do this? Because it's the editorializing they should be held accountable for. Taylor B says Hannity has said in other legal cases he's just an entertainer. True? True? All right, King of Cups. All right. Tower. Sun. Moon. All right, there is a lot that is going to be exposed. A lot we don't even know about yet. Oh, yeah. 3 major arcana. You would think, oh, the sun in the middle, that's nice, right? Well, it does mean things come to light. The catastrophe, how close we got to losing our democracy. But this is also the card of white supremacy. My card of white supremacy. And there's a lot. As Rachel says, watch this space. I think it's going to be an interesting side. It's like, oh, okay, we're going to argue about this now. Okay, then we're going to go over that, and then they're going to get this information and that information. So, all right. So at 23, Steve has a question. We actually have a number of questions that have to do with the Supreme Court today. 23 minutes. Will any Supreme Court justices be gone before any major decisions later in the year? I'm guessing 2022. Is that what you're thinking? So are any Supreme Court justices going to skedaddle? Be gone, foul justices. Before major. Supreme Court. Oh, Kavanaugh, your energy's right there. Hello. I like beer. Then again, you like just appearing far too close to women, don't you? Women, yeah. It's also, this is the more liberal side of the court. This is Sotomayor and whatnot, but Dave said it's not that complicated, it's more convoluted. Oh, what I was talking about with Fox News and journalism and whatnot. Deseret says, I've changed his name to I like warm beer. 7 of Swords. Thief. Far right messenger. This is page of Wands. 2 of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles. Fool. No, they're going to pass some they're going to pass some heavy stuff. I'm still getting, we'll see, but I'm still getting that they're going to throw the whole Mississippi or whatnot. They're going to throw all of that back to the states. They're going to push everything they can. If they push basically Roe v. Wade, they're going to throw it back to the states. That's what I've been getting. And if they do that, it opens up a can of worms about all these other things. So, and apparently Trump, of course, has been trying to block the committee from getting his records. And he went to the court, and the court said, stuff it. And he went to the appeals court, and the appeals court said, get out of my court. And so now he's appealed to the Supreme Court. The House committee has asked them to make a ruling whether they're going to take it or not or do whatever by mid-January 2022. Deep breath. And if they decide to take the case, it is likely they would be hearing the case in the second half of February, which is astrologically is the exact Pluto return. We're going to feel the effects for a couple of years, but that's going to be really, really powerful. And it's like, which is all about our power and power in the US and who has power and all of this. It's like, oh, geez, this could go very badly. But we'll see. And we'll get through it no matter what happens. Thank you, Roxana. Thank you. I appreciate that. Makes a difference. Thank you. All right. So, thief, far right message. See, this is going to hurt the Republican cause. The Republicans are going to be like, yes, see what we can get done when we're in power and what have you. And you're being unbearably cruel and foolish. Because women across the country are not going to like this. And if you think that they aren't going to go after birth control and a whole bunch of other stuff and get rid of all kinds of rights, I've been getting that red states are going to go super ultra red, and blue states are going to have to go super blue in response. So, oh, Neil, I put your question in. It's number 10. All the questions are in the description box. I'll see if I can get to it today. If not, maybe tomorrow. I'm literally here 365 days of the year at noon in Chicago. Here I am. Or as soon after as I can get here. Karen B suggesting gay marriage. Oh yeah, that could do some damage too. I feel like there's something about the Supreme Court I should read on. 28. Just look at SCOTUS. I feel like we should just have a look at the Supreme Court. All right. Thank you, Cheryl. You guys are so sweet. Thank you. Thank you, Cheryl. All right. So, Supreme Court. Whew. There's so much coming. It's getting to the point where it's like a labor rights also, says Jeff Sitzman. Yes. It's like I feel like Hoover Dam is right here, and there's just all this stuff piling up against the back of it, including not water because of drought and climate change. It just feels like it's all building up. Supreme Court stuff, what's going to be downstream from what they rule and on, plus all the legal stuff, and it's going to be a busy 2022. I have a feeling I will be filling up my 12 questions every single day like that. We'll see. So I'm asking about the Supreme Court and in general, and what I got for the reading is the Devil card. So myopic, narrow-minded cruelty that, it's cruelty and awful, but it's for the greater good. So who cares if there's mass suffering? This isn't war, and you're wrong. Thank you, Marby. Thank you. And the number of women who are going to suffer and die because of this is unconscionable. Justice. Ding. Wheel of Fortune. There's a sword. I don't know if it's a sword of truth. 6 of Pentacles. They'll give some things to the far right, but not everything. Well, Lady Farley, thank you. Thank you, Lady Farley. And Queen of... Oh, my mistake. They won't give everything, but that's the step for justice, Coney Barrett. She's right there, sitting on her throne of right-wing religiousness. Be trying to be nice. It doesn't feel as much like the sword of truth. It you know, in cartoons where instead of a lovely glow, you get if somebody punches somebody else's lights out, the impact they draw like this. That's what this feels like. They're not using the sword of truth equally because it will pierce the crown. It doesn't matter if you're president or king or what have you. It's the truth, the sword of truth and justice for everyone. But this feels like they're just holding it and using it like brass knuckles or something, or a roll of quarters, and just popping somebody in the face. Probably women and gay people, and Deseret, like the old Batman series. Bam, zow, yeah. No rights for you. Okay. All right. Okay, so Steve had another question at 32. Let's get Steve's other question. At 32, will Build Back Better pass because some Republicans break ranks and support it, making Manchin irrelevant? Same for voting rights. All right, well, there's 3 for Build Back Better and 3 for voting rights. We get Republican defectors over onto our side. Whoops, 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 whoops. Oops, oops, oops. No, there. Oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Build Back Better. Republicans jumping the Titanic, the Trump-tanic. Voting rights. Krista March says, believe it or not, I know quite a few in Texas who are not off the deep end. Oh, I believe that. Oh, I do. I've lived in Texas. I lived near Austin. Then we talk about a liberal conclave, but it's a big state. Temperance could mean lots of different things. All right, Build Back Better. Will Republicans cross the aisle? Okay. This is one speaking with one voice. This is the Democrats have been fighting for it, and this is the card of working, and there's the Republicans. So there's a chance. There's a chance. Okay. And that's Build Back Better. What about voting rights? Will any Republicans cross over to help push voting rights? Crickets. Absolute crickets. Matter of fact, there are going to be state investigations of this type of thing, and no. Lack. Not enough. No. So I'm going for that. But will 35 voting rights and the filibuster, since Biden has been, is even saying there should be a carve out. Grandma Rose is saying Austin is like a liberal island in an ocean of conservatism. Yeah, I didn't live there for long. Maybe almost a year, not quite. I lived in San Marcos. I like all the trees. Apparently that's law. You have to have so many trees. All right. Voting rights in the filibuster. Filibuster. Carve out. Because the other thing about this that I will share, because I saved it, is Trump says, Apple News, MSNBC is saying Trump says more than he intended while slamming voting rights. And it's not anything we've never heard before, but he just said, Donald Trump believes Republicans will lose if Democrats make it easier for Americans to vote. Quote, and we have a bigger problem because they have a so-called voting rights bill, which is voting rights for Democrats, because Republicans will never be elected again if that happens, if that passes. Oh, the on-air comments came on the heels of a related written statement from 2 weeks ago in which he said the Freedom to Vote Act would make it almost impossible for Republicans to get elected in the future. Voting rights and the filibuster. Voting rights. People should be able to vote. It should be easier, not harder. I don't think that's... Oh my gosh. Karen, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Holly and Francis saying he said the quiet part out loud. Yes. Thank you. All right. Oh, the Emperor. Floating Lotus says, he says that like it's a bad thing. I'm with you. Emperor, 9 of Cups, 6 of Cups, Devil, Magician. The card for the reading is the card I would expect for a cutout, because there's one missing. The eight of Cups is set up so it always looks like there's one missing. But this is the whole set. And this corruption is here right next to this lawyer, this Democrats are willing to work together to appoint. That's the president. They want to get voting rights out there. Legal challenges. Let me see if I can get any more information on if you're going to carve out the filibuster. Voting rights in the filibuster. They carve out the filibuster. Emperor. 10 of Wands, 6 of Cups, Magician. They may not have to. I just keep getting that they're going to be moving some people out of Congress for something to do with January 6th. I just keep getting that. It sounds too good to be true, so I don't trust it, but I just keep getting it over and over and over. So, oh, my throat's dry. I have the humidifier going. Don't know why my throat's so dry. Okay. Where's my water? Yes, I don't usually do the single use. I'll reuse this a number of times, but it's all I had access to. So forgive me, Gaia, I have sinned. Oh my goodness, I do appreciate your water. Okay. Much better. Okay, 41. Patty G has a question. Oh, another about the Supreme Court. Okay. Will the Supreme Court release the January 6th documents? All right, so I'll check on this again and see what the energy's doing. Supreme Court, are you going to tell Trump that he is an egotistical, narcissistic moron? He's not president anymore. He was working for the public, not himself, and those records should be made public. Get the heck out of my courtroom. I can dream. Supreme Court. So, I'm going to side with the Fuhrer. Michael Grant. Donald who? That's America. Watching. Two of Wands. Ace of Wands. King of Cups. Tower. Five of Wands. Insurrection. Far right still trying to bludgeon on. Center of the reading. The plaintiff. President is not king, and the plaintiff is not president. This is Joe Biden, right in the center. The most powerful card. In a 3-5-7 card reading, with the way I do it, it's the center card that turns out to be the most powerful, and that's Biden. This is saying they will. I don't think they're going to act completely like Trump minions, those on the Supreme Court, but they're going to be heinous, but not 100% heinous. Does that make sense? Only 90% heinous. Now with less heinousness. And fluoride. Or whatever. All right. 40, 43, 30. Love Shalou, same. 43, 30. 43, 30. Will Trump ever answer to his subpoena for January 6th? I'm not sure they're going to subpoena him, but let's see. Let's try it from this angle. Will Trump go? I won't go. I won't go. You have to go. Okay, I have to go. I have to go. Because he will perjure himself up one side and down the other. Oh, the popcorn. Oh, the popcorn. My country's cup of tea. Hearings in front of me. Trumpy must sing. January 6th. Biden. Plaintiff is not president. Plaintiff is not president. Hierophant. Institutions. Wheel of Fortune. There's Trump, the man who is not president. There is America. And there is us seeing how awful things were. institution raised him up, it is going to grind him underneath. America will see the levels of corruptions as the man in the middle. He's right next to the America card, which should mean we should see him. But I would imagine that that's just not going to happen. There's no way. But let me try again. See if there's any more information. Just 3 cards. Will Trump go in front of the January 6th Select Committee in their investigation around the January 6, 2021 insurrection? Yes, it will be a circus if he does that. But will Trump go in front of the hearing? Sun card. It's a legal decision, temperance, Queen of Pentacles. No, it doesn't feel likely, but it very much feels like it's these other Republicans who are they're going to go after first. And those subpoenas will end up in court and whatnot. But I don't know that they're going to have much luck with that. Merry Christmas, everybody. January 6th committee. This was planned. Sending out the communications. It says right there. Oh, no, I was innocent. I had nothing to do with that. Look at the look on his face. That wasn't me. I'm just over here. See, I'm just a little page. I'm just a little Republican over here doing my little Republican thing. I didn't have anything to do with. So they're going to go after the others first. We'll see how that goes. And see how that goes. So. Right, Don Gob. Trump forgot his glasses, yet we've never seen him wearing glasses ever, even reading cue cards. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okie doke. 48. Justin's mom has a question. 48. And those of you who are coming in late, after I get through some of these questions, we're gonna have a little discussion about the possibility of an astrology chart for Jesus of Nazareth and what that might look like, and some of the arguments around it. So it won't be too long, but I thought we should talk about it. Okay. 48, let's say 30. Is Trump planning something on January 6th? Well, he's having a press conference, which is really just a small rally, because he's not going to take any questions. He's just there to talk. So is there anything else he's planning? July 6, 2022. Is it just you flapping your gums in front of an audience who's not going to question your every whim, Caligula? He gets to go. Oh, he's all happy. He gets to go in front of a group. Ten of Cups. That's everything laid out. It's done. It's a done deal. Matter of fact, he even said something recently where it was like he admitted that they lost. All right, far right communications. Thief card. Prosecutor, King of Swords, 8 of Wands, 9 of Cups. So this is the communications the plans to do things they really shouldn't have been doing. Prosecutors seeing all those different people who have been sentenced for lesser crimes, but there's stuff laid out for the bigger fish. So I'm not getting Trump planning something. I'm getting law enforcement planning to get him. It's right there. It's right there. It's right there. Michael Grant would like to know if Leon Trotsky will be Donnie's running mate. Well, Mussolini is no longer alive, so I guess so. So, all right, 51 and a bit. Karen B had a question. Taylor Butterwhich. That's a name. I like that name. Taylor Butterwhich. Trump spokesman Taylor Butterwhich filed lawsuit Christmas Eve against the January 6th committee, obtaining his financial records from JP Morgan. Who will win? The green team of January 6th is going for the money trail. Thank you, Catherine Chittick. Thank you. Thank you from Mildred, Gladys, and me. Oh, the kitties. All right. So Taylor Butterwhich isn't really the who the question's about, I don't think. So Trump spokesman filed a lawsuit Christmas Eve against the January 6th committee, obtaining Trump's financial records from JP Morgan. Who will win? The green team, January 6th, is going for the money trail. All right. Trump. JP Morgan. Trump is not worth. He's not worth fighting for. He's not worth destroying JP Morgan over. He may be influential, but compared to the real, for lack of a better term, in Vegas you have the whales, the big spenders, compared to other accounts they have, Trump is chump change. So, and don't forget, they know more of his real financial situation. Just he is lying, but you can still get a sense, I would think. JP Morgan. So is the committee going to obtain Trump's financial records from JP Morgan? Queen of Wands. 5 of Pentacles. 9 of Cups. 10 of Cups. Page of Swords. 8 of Pentacles. So the records are all laid out. Trump's real financial situation, which is dire. Trump the bully trying to stop it, and throwing some lawyers at it trying to make a difference. I think it's the key word is trying to make a difference. Karen B says, if money records of Taylor's turned over, it will show money trail for all involved. Renier says Trump is a liability to these banks. I believe you're right. Sorry, get some circulation here. Okay. JP Morgan. I think it was JP Morgan Chase, but whatever. JP Morgan going to turn over the records. I'm getting a big, we're doing what the courts say. We're doing what the lawyers say. The lawyers say, do it, we're doing it. We're not getting involved in this. No, we're not burning any of these bridges. No, just, we are Switzerland. And investigators have absolutely demanded that information. Queen of Pentacles, Two of Swords, Temperance. Legal decision, that's the bank. Legal decision, Temperance. They're waiting to see if Trump's, is it possible they're waiting to see if Trump's executive privilege claims bear fruit? Because if they do, they don't want to get on his bad side either. But if that doesn't work, here. Anything else? Refusal. Surprise. Investigators looking at the money. Oh, same thing. All right. In other words, go read on the next question. Don Gubb is saying, perp walk on the way. Donnie's had his day. You all vote and sunk his boat. Now Trumpy has to pay. Yes. I love that, Don Gubb. Perp walk on the way. Donnie's had his day. You all vote and sunk his boat. Now Trumpy has to pay. I like it. I like it. See, Torino says JP Morgan refused several loans to him. Good. I mean, there's no reason. The number of people who suffer because of this man and his family's grift is just staggering. And he's a narcissist and an addict. You know, you do anything for power and money and completely self-centered and cut off his supplies. Cut off his illegal supplies. So at 58, Rhonda had a question. How is Ebenezer DJ Trump feeling today, knowing the law is right behind his rump? Ghost of Christmas McDonald's yet to come. The grease. With want and ignorance. The children want and ignorance under death's robes. Trump voters, in other words. Future Trump voters. Ebenezer Trump, how are you feeling today, knowing what's being lined up against you? Wine. No president has ever been treated worse than I have. Really? Because Abraham Lincoln and John F. Kennedy are on the phone. They called and, you know, yeah. So, Trump. Michael Grant says, Tiny Tim says he's guilty. Prosecutor. He feels like, well, Trump's paranoid on a good day. But this guy, he feels like this prosecutor's just focused on him, just staring at him. Even Cy Vance is not that into you, Trump. People may go after you, but you're not the center of the world. I do this, I talk about these things, and then I go work on my creative stuff and my business. And this evening, I will be I am so looking forward. I'm going to be sitting in the gray chair of happiness, and I'm going to watch the new James Bond movie with a big bowl of popcorn. That is my Christmas evening, and I am really looking forward to it. So, yeah, Trump, we're not all that into you. We don't even hate you. I don't hate him. I don't. It's true. I don't. If there was if we were on a boat and and he fell out of the boat, I would help him back in the boat. I would. I wouldn't like it, but I don't hate him. But he absolutely needs to be in jail. And he's a walking embodiment of all seven deadly sins, and he should be ashamed of himself. And I want human justice. But I don't hate. The only people I would not pull back into the boat would be actual serial killers. Actual, like, killers, pedophiles, that sort of thing. Greater good. They can put me in jail when I get back to the land. No. I hope that water is cold. But I don't hate. If I had to worry about if doing that would put the safety of the people in the boat at risk. That's it. That's the only thing that would stop me. But 2 of Swords, Ace of Wands, 9 of Swords, 7 of Wands, and we are going to see it all. Legal decisions coming down against his kids, against Grift Co., against other people. He's going to try to fight back and be belligerent, but this is various members of his family can't sleep, afraid of going to jail. He feels like he's of course he's the biggest victim ever. And here we are, just watching. We will see all of this take place. It's not gonna be all hidden from us. So good. Don Gubb says, I hate all that he does, all that he says, all that he stands for, and all that he manipulates. But apart from that, he's a peach. I like that. All right. Oh, yeah, Michael Grant. Emoluments clause needs to be enforced in the future to inhibit Grift Co. practices. Absolutely. I was not a happy camper when that wasn't. I was like, you're going to take office and the next day you will lose that hotel. And it didn't happen. And I was not happy. But anyway, 103.30. Greta has a question. 103.30. What is Stephen Miller's fate? Now that he no longer spends his days hanging upside down from the rafters in the White House. Stephen Miller. The amount of hatred inside that man for himself. Massive, mountainous. Tawana, thank you. Thank you. Is it Tawana or Twaina? I messed that up. Thank you. Thank you. Please let me know. Yeah, Michael Grant. Stephen Miller on those 4 immigrant children. Yeah, it's self-hatred. I was talking to a therapist, and I was asking about narcissism. And I said, and basically this therapist was saying, when it comes to narcissism, you rarely can you help them, because they won't accept help. They don't see a problem. They'll manipulate you. They'll lie. If they're forced to be there, they'll manipulate you. They'll lie to you. They'll, first wait, Twana, thank you, Twana. She said, I know one narcissist who finally broke through to recover from that. And she said the amount of hatred for themselves was just phenomenal. It's like, oh yeah, sounds like Stephen Miller. That man hates himself, but he needs to deal with it. And luckily, Biden's in charge, and Pinhead Miller is bye-bye. Pick up your guano and get out. Bludgeoning with the far right bludgeon. 2 of Swords, Ace of Swords, Death card. 7 of Wands. There might be some legal stuff. I don't know if he'll be sued in a civil case, or because death of truth here. His cruelty, he thinks he's all that. He thought he was all that, but he ends up on the defensive down here. And there is a legal decision, but it's not justice. It's just a legal decision. Thank you, Karen B. Amy Smith says Stephen Miller's fate is as cold and dark as he is. Well, yeah, he's not going to. He's not going to just bounce out of his body when his time comes, because it comes for all of us. He's not just going to bounce out of his body and just head right up to the higher levels going, hey, everybody, hi, I'm back. No name here. Thank you so much. Thank you. These really make this possible. So thank you. I love spending time with you. So. Oh, the star. Star witness. If he's asked for information, there might be something he's asked for. It's this energy's weak. Of course he won't try to the big judgment, the star card, but I don't know. This energy's just not bowling me over here. It may just be a while or something, because I'm just not getting, you know. Whew. Nancy living co-creatively says, yes, covert is the worst. My ex and Trump, Andre from Astrology Alert, who's great, do follow Astrology Alert, talks about Trump's 12th house secrets. My ex had Mars in the 12th, cannot reveal. I don't know what the first word was. Yeah. So, yeah, Stephen Miller, he's just... the hatred that man has for himself. Why does he hate himself that much? Look, we're going to be nice for like 10 seconds, okay? Because if you don't get to the root of what causes these people to be this heinous, we end up with just heinous people. Bullied. Was he bullied for being Jewish? It feels like a physical beating. It's a history of the Jewish people, their history, scholarship, and optimism going forward, family, and his life's work is to fight that. And wow. It does feel like he's got some energy bleeding over from other lives, but that's not an excuse. I feel like I can feel some of what I feel from other lives. I remember, your mileage may vary. I'm not saying, you have to believe in that or anything. I'm just saying that's what I believe, that we are reincarnated. And yeah, I've been an absolute jerk. I've been male, and back in the distant past, I was never anybody. I was never a big. I was never anybody famous. I was never but yeah, really horrible men, and probably some women too. But I say, I'm not going to be like that in this life. Kitty Arbuckle says that if he liked Hitler as a kid, it would explain the bullying amongst his peers. Oh, jeez. I hadn't heard anything about that. Is that true? Is that really what happened? It's bad, whatever it is. 3 of Cups. I'm getting his family still loves him. They don't like him, but they love him. And if he would change his ways, if he had to have a revelation that, oh my gosh, people are people, and why should it be you and I should get along so awfully? Okay, I was a teenager in the 80s. We can accept this and just move on. Then take him back. So, oh gosh, Karen B, I'm so sorry. Yeah. Depeche Mode, yes. Cosmic Toga Party. Awesome. I like that. For a second, I was like, topography? Toga Party. Awesome. All right. 114. Neil had a question. What happens to Trump in February 2023? My computer-generated forecast shows a bad month for him. Neil, what is your computer saying will happen? Like, what are you getting astrologically? Hello, Arlene. Merry Christmas. So, if Neil's still here, let's see what I can get. February 2023. Merry Christmas, Allison. I hope you're feeling better. February 2023. 1 sec, says Neil. Okay. Feels like there's a whole lot of there's an Amazon River that's going to flow under the bridge before that comes along. Thief. I got the thief card. Sorry. 5 of Cups, Queen of Cups. Neil says his personal outlook and his home life. Well, I'd need something more specific about that, because I'll have to go look at it sometime, because what I'm getting in the cards is him being held accountable, or he will have been held accountable for so many things. And this is Ivanka everybody tries to protect Ivanka. It's like the unwritten rule of the family. But there's disappointment here trying to at least save her. This is, normally it's investigators, but this actually feels more like, I don't know. See, I don't get that he's even going to spend a night in jail. But at the same time, with this, I'm getting remanded to custody, which probably isn't even the right term. Maybe she is. I don't know. There's his home life. That would do that. Let me see. It was his home life, and where's Neil's comment? His personal outlook and home life. I'm not sure he'll be home. DLC says, I always get Trump in a hospital setting. Tisrat says, reincarnation is just life's Maytag washing machine. He went up, he's going down. And but it feels like he's already down. 6 of Cups, 8 of Wands, Sun card. Family. I'm just getting the same thing. So, I don't know. Renia says, I don't get Trump's energy beyond July 2022. I don't know. Hello, Dave. Merry Christmas. Twana says, I get him in an institution for the criminally insane. World card. Institution. Dementia. Someone speaking for him. I guess we'll see. And 1930 Revolution. Ricky had a question. 1930. All right. Oh, how about a reading on Boo Boos and Kitty and what he feels during Christmas? House arrest, K. Nelson. That's a real possibility. Boo Boo. He's under the blanket. What does Boo Boo think about Christmas? Hold, please. I feel like I should keep shuffling. Michael Grant says, I wish they would publish the conversations between Putin and Trump so MAGAs so the MAGAs get exactly what he is. I'm with you on that. The Arbuckle's been having a sinking feeling. Why sinking? Why? There are good days ahead. There are. I know it doesn't seem like it, but there are. There are good days ahead. Aspie Third Eye saying, I would guess spoiled rotten. Boo Boo. Precious Boo Boo. Good boy. Precious Boo Boo. And then Pumpkin. I'm going to ask about Pumpkin too. Good Pumpkin. Good Owl. What do you think about Christmas? Good boy. It's chaotic. The cats, they do not like their routine being interrupted at all. Because when people aren't where they're not, it's like, okay, it's like the big nice one, she gets up and she goes and she gives us fresh water and treats and checks the food levels and somebody gets a little bit of half and half first thing in the morning. I would love to give it to Alfie too, but he doesn't want it. He won't eat any soft food. He doesn't want anything but dry kibble, no matter what I do. So I just make sure he has access to good water all the time. But it's like, okay, so this, and then she's going to go into the room with the really bright lights, and she's going to talk and make noise, make human noises, and she'll be there a while. So that's a good nap time. But this morning I went downstairs. I was sitting downstairs. We were opening presents and what is this? All right, Boo Boo. Oh, all right. This just sounds really full of. This makes me sound like I'm full of myself. Bailey, Boo Boo's and Kitty, was found abandoned on the side of a road. That's why his name is Bailey. His given name was Bailey. It's because that was the name of the street he was found on. He was starving. And he was just found. And I won't go into the whole thing, but he ended up with me. Yeah, I won't go into all that. But the point is, he thinks I work a lot. But I think he sees me as kind of an angel, which sounds really arrogant of me. And he knows I would move heaven and earth for him. Because I would. I know, that makes me. Stella and Chewy's arm. They have dry kibble with a raw food coating. Grass is Greta. Oh, interesting. Okay. Thank you. Now, Alfie. Pumpkin. Alfie's had more. He was traumatized. Where he was before I got him, it was literally an evil stepmother. human stepmother who was trying to get him to run away. She didn't want him around anymore. She'd throw things at him. He moved in with the dog outside for a while. It's just, he's traumatized. And I'm guessing this is that woman. And then this is me. I'm the nice one. I'm also always offering him stuff, which is true. Stuff that you can't, why would you eat that? What is, more food? Okay, I don't want more food. But he has trouble. You can't, you can pet him, but only for a certain amount. It's getting better over the years, but he was seriously traumatized. But he sees me as nice, so I like this. So, Teresa Ford says, does he like toys? Some. His favorite thing to do is look out the windows. That's his thing. So I've got his bed is up on a little table pushed up in front of the windows on the front of the house in the dining room. So he can sit there all day and he can keep an eye and he can watch everybody going by and all the foot traffic and the cars. And if somebody delivers anything, he's right there. That's his favorite thing. Okay, so let's just have a brief conversation. I'm not going to go into a lot, but talking about the idea of, and of course, I'm me, so I'm wishing I had like an actual like PowerPoint presentation, and we go over all of these points. But I'm just going to talk here for a minute. Thank you for being here. First of all, I was raised Catholic, and my family's Catholic, but I am not. But that does not mean I am disrespectful of Catholicism. I think that Jesus of Nazareth was probably a good man and may have had great gifts, and good for him. He's become an avatar for all things Piscean, everything to do with Pisces, because the age, you guys have heard of the age of Aquarius? Well, what age we're in, it changes about every 2,000 years. So during the age of Taurus, they worship the golden calf. Age of Taurus, the bull. And during the Piscean era, which was from around year 0 to 2000, it was, of course, there were other religions that came up, but it was a big deal. And so there's a heavy concentration of Piscean energy. Hang on, let me a second. Hang on just a second. Let me share this. Share screen. Chrome tab. Here we go. So let's just walk through this just for a second. Okay, I'm actually got you. This is Canva. This is where I do the graphics for my channel and stuff like that. It's just easy for me because I've got this here. Like, it's just easy for me to show it to you this way. These are the signs of the zodiac, and how this works is it starts at Aries at just under like 9 o'clock if it was a clock face, and it goes counterclockwise. And that Pisces right there, and these are what I think of, and what arguably these are like the major colors of the signs, but that sort of blue-green Pisces there. Let me come back over here. This right here is what we're talking about. Now, each of those wedges, like a pie, this wedge is ruled by this wedge is ruled. This is the house of Pisces. This is the 12th house because that's the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, all the way around to 12. This is the last sign of the zodiac. And these wedges, they have certain areas they deal with. And the 12th house is religion and institutions. There are other themes. It can be art, spirituality, a lot of other themes, but this 12th house here, that's a symbol of Pisces. That's what this is about. Okay. So if I go down to the next one, this is where you put both of them together. And then I also put in some symbols for it's a water sign, which means it's going to be more emotional, emotion based, and it's ruled by Neptune, god of the sea. Pisces, the symbolism, this weird little symbol, is actually the constellation is 2 fish. So this whole Neptunian thing is what we're talking about. So there is discussion about, well, first of all, the whole idea that Jesus of Nazareth was born on Christmas Day, that came later. That was as Christianity was moving through Europe, and it was trying to basically usurp the major holidays, the major pagan holidays. So it's like, okay, you're just going to celebrate the darkest night of the year, no matter what we do. So fine, we're going to make it a Christian holiday. And what is this? It's the rebirth of the sun. Hey, guess what? It's also the birth of the sun now. It's the birth of Jesus. And this is all Northern European pagan. So, and Coca-Cola colors. But anyway, that's a whole different thing. So the idea that Jesus was, if you look in the Bible, things like the shepherds with the lambs would mean it's spring. It's not the dead of winter. And there are other things that crop up. And Pisces, if you are, if that is your sign, if your sun is in Pisces, then you were probably born in like the last week of February or the first 3 weeks of March. So, Mother Nature says Jesus was born during the census on a warm night. Could be. Well, thank you, Nancy. Yes, Cat Shepherd, two fish swimming in opposite directions. Exactly. Yep. Katie Arbuckle says, yeah, the Capricorn in his chart is his ascendant. Who are we talking about? Holly Wanda says, my neighbor says Jesus couldn't have been Jewish because he was the first Christian. Okay, moving on. There's actually a where is it? There's actually a Astro.com has a Wikipedia page. And let me move this up here, where there are all of these different. Katie Arbuckle says they got Jesus' chart on Astro theme. They've got one of them. One of them. Because share screen, Google Chrome. these over here, these are the various charts people have worked out over the years, trying to figure it out. And it just goes on and on and on. So Astro Theme chose one, but all of these are proposed by all kind of different people with various arguments. Because if you don't know when somebody was born, even today, if you don't know your birth time, but you know your birth date, a good astrologer who does what's called rectifications can take the day of your birth and then get information and find out some major things that happened to you in your life. And they'll just like move your chart around at different parts of the day to see where things line up, where that would have happened. And so it's working backwards to figure out what time you were born. Well, this is that on a bigger scale, because you've got to figure out what year. I mean, the whole point that it's the year, it is 2021, is because someone along the way said, we're starting years at 0 when Jesus was born. The Gospels weren't even written until decades after Jesus was gone. So how do you know that was the year 0? Well, and if you go through astrology and people are arguing, well, the star over in Bethlehem, that would have been a comet. No, it would have been a Jupiter-Saturn conjunction. No, it would have been this other supernova blowing up, or it would have been, they're trying to take all these different ideas. When would things have aligned in a certain way to create a person like that, who had characteristics of where was his Venus, what he loves, how he loves, his emotional needs. It would make sense to me if I saw one chart that said it's a very heavy Piscean chart, lots and lots of Pisces, which makes sense, but the moon was actually in Aquarius, which is the water bearer, which is a sign of charity, but it's giving an equal amount to all. And that kind of emotional need to care for everyone, but there's a slight impersonal nature to it as well. So there are different arguments, everything from, I've seen Capricorn charts, which still just, I like, no, it's not December 25th. So if somebody's showing me a December 25th chart, I'm just like, okay, moving on. But there are charts where they argue that, could be the year, 6 BC, could be 7 AD, or now it's called Common Era. So there's a lot of that's he was born somewhere in like a 14-year spread. It's hard to work out, but you're looking for what do people who have this, like, where is Mars is, how did he act? Was he aggressive? No, he was a Pisces, but he still was a leader. So, and it goes on and like that. Just having a look in the chat. Okay. Oh, that was it. Suburban Housewives is saying, I read Jesus was a Leo based on an unusual star lineups seen from Earth. And yeah, it could be. Mother Nature says the fish symbol is a symbol of Jesus. Makes sense with Pisces. I was reading this morning, someone was saying he's the avatar. He's an avatar for Pisces. The 1 foot on the other side, the 1 foot in this world, 1 foot on the other side. The sensitivity, the spirituality. And when he was gone, it carried on and became institutionalized with the Catholic Church, and then other churches as well. That's Piscean as well. If Trump is going to end up in an institution of whatever kind, it's going to be a 12th house thing. It's a 12th house thing. So I would love to be able to sit here and say, aha, this is it. This is his chart. But the reality is there are all these arguments about it. And Gad Shepard saying, was the Star of Bethlehem a conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn? Some people say it was. Some people say it was the comet. Some people say it was a supernova. Some people say it was, something else. Some people say it was made up. Some people say he was never real. I think his story was embellished. Personally, just my opinion. I'm not trying to change what anybody else thinks at this at all. I find astrology so interesting, and so trying to work out the astrology of people from the past, influential people from the past, I think is very interesting. And I'm big on I like the ideas of kindness to others. I'm not as much of a pacifist as he is, or he was, but good for him. Yeah, there are all kinds of. Did he go to India? Some people say he went to India for a long time. There's other people, there are all of these theories. So we're still trying to work it out. And the message remains the same, which is be kind. And I think when it comes to Jesus of Nazareth, Yahshua of Nazareth, I think we can't go wrong if we just stick with, at the end of the day, just be kind. All right. Well, Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy holidays. We're about to go into a new year in about a week. For those of you who have been kind enough to that are kind of following along as my book is being released in sections, you just buy them once, and then it will appear. Or new chapters dropped last night. There are 24 chapters in the whole book, and 7, 8, and 9 dropped last night, finally. So if you go to your e-reader, whatever you use, it should say parts 1 and 2 on the cover. It'll be chapters 1 through 9 if you look at the table of contents, or you may need to delete from device. Don't delete entirely. Just delete from device and then download. It'll give you the option to download again, and it will give you the current one. The next chapters come out January 15th. So this might not be the ideal way to release it, but this is how it's kind of worked out. And then there's a schedule. It's in the description box of the book on Amazon of when the dates are for when the different chapters are coming out. So it's usually about every couple of weeks or so. Me, myself, and I thank you. Thank you. All right. And I hope you guys are enjoying it. The next book in the series, the last chapters should drop on Valentine's Day. And then from that point on, when you buy the book, you get just the whole thing all at once. And the next book in the series is dropping in its entirety on April 30th. So that's what's coming up there. But yeah, I am grateful for you. And I just want you to know that. And we've been through a lot together. And we're going to be going through more together. And I could not ask for better companions. All right? Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Remember, you are not alone. Remember, there are good days ahead. All right? And I will see you tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the super chats and the donations. Thank you for everything. From the bottom of my heart, thank you.